Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bob's Gauge Trains, and thanks for stopping by. With Thanksgiving behind us and the Christmas holiday coming up and New Year's roughly a month away, it's time to start forming some new memories and remembering some of the old ones. That's kind of what the holidays do: friends, family, and memories. So we're going to go off that a little bit into this week's video. As most of you know, there are several manufacturers that are in business today, manufacturing the great models that we use: Lionel, MTH, Atlas, Sunset Models, Third Rail. There is still a company, Bachmann. There's also Williams. But many years ago, Williams was a company on its own, owned by Jerry Williams. And there was also a company called Weaver Models, and that's who we're going to focus on in this episode. Weaver Models was a train manufacturer based out of Northumberland, Pennsylvania. It was run by a gentleman by the name of Joe Hayter. I dealt with Joe Hayter and did business with him for many years. He's a very fair man. A very honest man, and down to earth. He'd talk to you, just like we're talking now. He was an average Joe that just literally that just so happened to run Weaver Models. Very cool guy. They dealt with primarily brass steam locomotives. They had some of the finest brass steam locomotives ever put out. They did a ton of rolling stock. They did the very hard to find, how can I put it, none of the other manufacturers would make, and not because they were unpopular, but they were rather unique in the road names that they used to do. They did everything. If you were looking for a particular road name or a company or something like that, I guarantee Weaver made it. But that's what we're going to go to today. We're going to talk about Weaver Models, and we're going to tie it into the refinery and gas station I have behind me. I have the MTH car wash. It's not Sinclair, but it has the same exact paint scheme and color scheme as the Sinclair gas station. And as everybody knows, Sinclair Gas is a memory as well. They're no longer around. But I remember him as a little kid with the little dinosaur as the logo. So we're going to focus on that for this episode. We're going to do the car wash. I also have a Sinclair gas station, a Sinclair refinery made by Stan Tanks, and a little crane with a bucket on it. It doesn't go up and down. It's run by battery. It just kind of spins around, but what the heck? It looks cool and helps the scene. And I also have 5 of these. And this is made by Weaver, believe it or not. Well, was. It's a Sinclair Oils tank car. I have 5 of them over there on the train. We're going to be running them today, and we're going to be showing them off, along with the whole Sinclair gas station refinery. Oh, I also have a Corgi Sinclair tanker. So that's going to be the main focus of it. But I also wanted to point out some of the fine products that Weaver did make. And you could still buy them in the aftermarket. You go to eBay and a lot of train shows. You still see a lot of Weaver products, and they made some really, really cool stuff back in the day. Just to show you real quick before we get to the trains, this is the Sinclair tank car. We're going to be running a 5-car train of these. Then this is a flat car right here, Pennsylvania Railroad with the trailer on it. That was made by Weaver. And this car right here was made for Horseshoe Curve beer, and that was also made by Weaver. So all total, I believe I have like 30 or 35 pieces of Weaver rolling stock. like I said, they really put out some cool stuff. I've added die-cast trucks and couplers to them, and the paint on their models, and the different types of cars that they put out and the different schemes. I guarantee you'll never find them anywhere else. So if you're looking for something cool and unique, look for Weaver. They're still around. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. We're going to be celebrating the memory of Weaver model trains, and we're going to show the scene back by the gas station and the oil refinery. Okay, so here we go. Before we get into the operation of all the Sinclair equipment, the tank cars, and the car wash and the refinery and that, I just wanted to point out what I use for the activation buttons. I have them all along the front of the layout. I used a label maker, and I typed in here and here and along the layout with all the accessories on what exactly that accessory is. So when you hit this button, it says gas station. The other one over there is water tower. I have them for all my accessories so you know what you're activating. I use an unlit doorbell button, which means the little button does not stay lit up in the dark, or in this case, the light. Now granted, if you have one of those on the front of your house, your doorbell does not ring constantly just because you have a lit doorbell button. But for the operation we use here, I don't know why or what the specifics are, but when you use a lit doorbell button, the accessory keeps cycling through. It doesn't stop. So you have to use an unlit doorbell button so it runs through a cycle and then cuts off. So that's what I use here. The little black button on the top has no light. It's just a doorbell button. So you push the button, the accessory goes through the cycle and stops. And that's how I operate all my accessories. You know, if you visit the layout, or if I'm just down here running trains, walking around with my remote, and I want to make something operate, you just push a button and let it go to town. So that's how I operate all the accessories literally on my layout that are MTH operating accessories. Okay, so here we go to the first part of the layout. Although this is not a Sinclair accessory, it is painted with the same stripes along the top of the building and the same green as the Sinclair gas station and the refinery. So it does kind of fit in with the picture. So we hit the button for the car wash.
Hi, may I help you?
Yes, I'll have a lunch.
Okay, one alot. Thank you. Please pull forward.
And then as it completes the cycle, it goes through the car wash, the men dry it off, and it goes back to the starting position. That brings us to the first Sinclair operating accessory, which is the MTH gas station. When you push the button, the garage door opens up. The car will pull out. You hear it start its engine. And he pulls up to the pump. And it sounds like it's actually being filled up with gas. And then once it's finished, you can either choose to leave it there or simply push the button again. And what that does is it backs the car back into the garage, and the door will close. Now along the front, I have a Sinclair pickup truck that was made by Corgi. And I also, in front of that, I have one on the other side as well. I have the Menard Sinclair pickup van. Then if we zoom up, we have a crane tower with the little bucket on the end. Like I said, the bucket doesn't higher or lower, and it's really not all that prototypical, but I don't care. It adds to the story, and it's powered by a battery remote. And when you push the remote, all it does is spin the bucket around. Like I said, it's not a huge accessory, but it does make it look good, and it adds to the whole story of getting as much Sinclair equipment in as I can. Then we go to the other side of the gas station, and I have a Corgi tanker being fueled up with gasoline. To the left of that, it was made by a company called Stan's Tanks. That is my Sinclair refinery. And in front of the tanker truck is another Menard Sinclair panel truck. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today we celebrated the memory of Weaver model trains. And like I said, I want to tip my hat once again to Mr. Joe Hayter. I dealt with him for many years, and until the close of Weaver and his retirement, he was a very nice man to me. Did a lot of favors for me, and we did business together, and he was a gentleman, and like I said, I tip my hat. He was a prime example of what this hobby should be, and he did keep in touch with his customer base. He listened to people, he tried to do what people wanted, and he was just a class guy. So Mr. Joe Hayter, thank you. We ran the Sinclair oil tank car train. We had the, although we didn't run them, I showed the Pennsylvania Railroad flat car with the trailer, and of course the Horseshoe Curve beer Woodside Reefer, all made by Weaver. So if you're interested in some really cool models, look them up. You could still get them in the aftermarket. Like I said, they're no longer in business, but there's a lot of Weaver on eBay. You go to train shows, you go to Greenberg, you can find them there. They got some really great stuff, so I highly encourage, checking out Weaver products. So thank you very much for watching today's video. In a couple weeks, we're going to have the big Christmas extravaganza. I'm going to pull all the Christmas trains out, and we're going to have a big celebration and some cool things coming up for the New Year's as well. So I want to thank you all for stopping. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Try to not get caught up too much in the hustle and bustle of the holidays. Spend some time with friends, family. Reflect on what the hobby's about, and you know what? Enjoy your trains. 'Tis the season. Around the holidays, everybody runs their trains, so enjoy them. They're fun. Thank you all for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw today. Feel free to leave a comment. I answer everybody. I enjoy hearing from you guys. I've made some good friends and talked to some very interesting and really cool and very nice people. So leave a comment if you have a question or a suggestion for the channel, something you haven't seen, something you want to see, whatever. If you just have a question, leave a comment. I answer everybody. And thanks for watching. I hope you all stay safe and enjoy the holiday and enjoy the trains.